Kama vile Sylvia alikuwa amedokezeni kwamba kuna baadhi ya wanariadha wetu wa zamani na wa sasa, ningependa tu kuweza kuyarudia yale ambayo aliwaeleza. Ni bingwa wa dunia, bingwa wa Olimpiki kwenye mbio za mita 800 Emmanuel Korir yuko nasi hapa. Yuko pia David Rudisha kama vile umesema, yuko pia former Olympic champion Nancy Chebet, yuko pia former world champion Janet Chepkosgei, yuko pia Billy Kosgei, former Commonwealth 1970-1974 Commonwealth gold medalist in the 400 meters hurdle. Witness with you katika event. We also have our leaders who are here. And of course, without mentioning, we have to mention also our great sponsors. And remember, we have 16 nations participating in today's World Continental Tour here. This is Sirikwa Classic.
Do you have any in your pocket?
Sirikwa Classic World Cross Country Tour. Remember, there are 16 of them worldwide, and this is the only one designated for the continent of Africa.
I move on. Oh, no.
Crossing all over. Lepo hapa pia. Watu kwa kweli. Haya.
Basi kama vile mwenzangu amewafahamisha ni kwamba mabingwa wa zamani wako hapa.
Hizi gadgets.
Na vile mabingwa wa sasa kama vile Emmanuel Korir wa dunia ya michezo ya mita 800. Vile tunaye bingwa wa mita 800 Olimpiki ambayo kule Uingereza. Yuko nasi hapa David Rudisha.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Baba yao.
Today, the 4th of February, the year 2023, World Athletics, in conjunction with Athletics Kenya, present Sirikwa Classics World Cross Country Tour Gold. This being the second edition, the first edition was last year, right at the same venue. This is Lobo village in Eldoret, Eldoret. So it's a pleasure, and your presenter today will be Bakari Kemei from Athletics Kenya. And the ongoing event now is the women's 6-kilometer event at the under 20. And of course, right there, there are athletes watching that particular event, in this particular event, which is a 6-kilometer under 20. They have seen Sylvia Chebet, Mercy Chepkemoi, Stella Chepkwech, Naomi Ator, and the national champion in the distance, that is Chepkemoi Morin, is right there. And right now, in the leading pack, ladies and gentlemen, we have two groups there. The first group consists of 6 athletes. And right there, yes, I can see Morin Chepkemoi right there, Sylvia Chebet, Mercy Chepkemoi, and Stella Chepkwech, Naomi Ator. Ladies and gentlemen, dear listeners, this is in the morning we had curtain race events that included a girls kids race, which was a 1 kilometer event. At 10:40 hours, we had the boy kids race, and at 11:30 hours, we had girls of under 18 years are running a 5-kilometer race. At the moment, yes, and followed by the under 18 boys race, which covered a 6-kilometer course. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, the ongoing event is the under-20 women race, and most of those taking part are athletes, young up-and-coming athletes. Many of them are not big names quite yet, but there we have Sylvia, and we have those that excelled in last week's National Cross Country Championships in Ruiru, which was held some 2 weeks ago. This particular event, which is a world-class event, ladies and gentlemen, will gonna be the last cross-country event in the cross-country season prior to the cross-country representatives representing Kenya heading to Australia, Perth, Australia, where we shall have the World Cross-Country, the World Athletics Cross-Country Championships in the next 2 weeks. Dear listeners, this is indeed a big event, and we've had quite a number of athletes, former athletes and current athletes, coming to grace the occasion. We have Rudisha, the 800 meters gold medalist in London and also the world record holder. We have the most decorated athlete in Kenya, which is Ezekiel Kemboi. Among other top athletes, the Eldoret Express, Janet Chepkoskei, right here, ladies and gentlemen. And this very big day has also been graced by the governor who was in Gishu County, Jonathan B. Chelili. So, ladies and gentlemen, we really this is an invite event. This is an invite event, and which features athletes that were invited. That is in the under 6 kilometers, under 20 event, 8-kilometer event, and then the 10-kilometer senior men and senior women. All the athletes are invited. And just to say that we have foreigners taking part, representing their various countries, and we have notable among the foreign athletes here, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we have athletes from 30 nations, and foreigners to watch include the duo from Eritrea, that is Merawi, Mepratu, and we have also the Burundian Oscar Nyonzima. We have Sondre Moin from Norway. We have Sweden's Emily Milan, Di Oliva, and Hilary Yeko from Turkey. Those are among the few athletes and the top athletes, foreign athletes, that have come here to prove their worth. Merawi Mepratu was the silver medalist in the World Under 20 Championships in Cali, Colombia. So going on, ladies and gentlemen, is a 6-kilometer women under 20, and right there, among others, we have the 3-time. We're told, yes. Yes, kama tunafahamisha, there is Lucien Dutau, the lead, ladies and gentlemen, closely followed by Chepkemoi Maureen. So it's a pleasure having this very great event here today. This being the the biggest event ever to have been held in Kenya, being a world cross-country, a world athletics cross-country tour gold event. Just the other week, on 29th January the year 2023, we had another big event in Eldoret, which was the Discovery Kenya Cross Country. That is an annual event and has always been held at the Eldoret Sports Club. So the invitation to this particular event, ladies and gentlemen, is that the elite invitation list has top 5 finishers in the Athletics Kenya Cross Country Series. Yes, they are Lusa Nduta leading the way, and Maureen Chepkoech following closely there. Lucy Nduta leading there.
Running number 126.
Yes, Maureen Chepkemoi. Maureen Chepkoech they are leading. Yes.
Anataka kuchukua usukani lakini mambo ndio hivyo.
Nduta in the second place. Yes, this is a tough one here. None of them has had advantage of distance, ladies and gentlemen. It's Maureen and Nduta. Maureen and Nduta there. Yes, as expected.
Safari ya baba ni machero. Mambo yanabadilika tena. Lucy Nduta anavuta hatua vilivyo, lakini kumbuka.
Yes, it's Lobo. Lobo here, very interesting today here at the Lobo. In spite of the strong winds, athletes really show the sign that they came here. Showing what she's made of. Leading the way there, Lucy Nduta. Lucy Nduta. Yes. Yes, the pace there. That is around 10 meters ahead of Maureen. Ahead of Maureen Chepkoech. Yes, a very tough one here, ladies and gentlemen. Nduta being followed closely. Yes, the winner of the under 20 women, ladies and gentlemen, is Lucy Nduta, followed closely by Maureen Chepkemoi. The next event, according to our program here, will be the under 20 a main race, which is an 8-kilometer event with great names here, ladies and gentlemen. Great names in the junior women, in the junior men. That is the under 20 men. There we have big names like Kiblaka Temoi. Represented Kenya in the under 20 championships in Cali, Colombia. We also have new sensations: Justice Mwasia, Kevin Maru, Johnson Migeni, Vincent Mutai, Brian Mudomi, Kibet Ndiwa, and Joash Ruto. Yes, those are will be the top contenders today, and those registered to take part in this event, the 8-kilometer under 20 men, include Kiprotich, Gideon Kiprop, Gideon Kiprop. We have Kibiakon Brian, Ngetich Gibson, Erot Joanna, among others. Those are registered to take part in this event. The entry here is about, yes, we'll give you the entry. Yes, the 8 kilometer under 20 men will officially begin at 13:40 hours, and the very strong athletes that we have, as I said earlier, include Kiblaka Temoi, who represented Kenya in Cali, Colombia, in the demise in the year 2022. Also won, being the youngest winner of the senior category. That is when it just qualified to the senior category. And this is coming to you live. That is how things are started in the under 20 women. As it began,
we're setting up for the award ceremony for the
yes, the athletes looks quite strong. Each one of them prepared for the competition. Before Nduta, Lucy Nduta taking an early lead with some stiff challenge from Maureen Chepkemoi, the national champion.
This is the award ceremony for
in the distance. So next on our cards, ladies and gentlemen, will dear listeners, will be the under 20 men race, which will be our next event.
The medals will be presented
to come.
by a former and
looking at it,
athlete.
They are already at the start.
Former athlete 2008
Are ready.
Olympic champion Nancy Chebet, and the reigning 800 meters Olympic and world champion
Are ready to start. And as informed you earlier, there we have Kiblaka Temoi, Justus Mwasia, Kevin Maru, Johnson Mugeni, Vincent Mutai, Brian Mudhomi Kibet, and Diwa. Diwa is quite a very famous name in athletics, ladies and gentlemen. Being, you remember Juma Diwa,
in second place,
who represented the country, Kenya, in the 800 meters for many years.
Maureen has graduated from the under 18 category.
The award ceremony there, ladies and gentlemen.
And she was the second. So she's maintaining some form here, we can see.
The award ceremony there.
Congratulations, Maureen. And the winner of the under 20 girls in this edition is Lucy Nduta. Congratulations, Lucy. Last year,
the award ceremony there.
So well done on going one up on the podium. An athlete only photo.
Yes, the entries in the under 20. Those that have entered to run. The under 20 kilometers are quite a number.
It was not an easy race.
Yes, that is 60 number.
Congratulations.
And those are invited. And this include Kiprotich Kibiegon,
particular category.
Kidion Kiprotich, Kibiekon Pran, Ngetich Kipson.
Men's race.
Among other top athletes.
Basi kama vile wenzetu wameweza kufahamisha ni kwamba shindano ambalo sasa liko tayari ni kilomita 8 kwa wavulana chini ya umri wa miaka 20. Hiyo ndio shindano ambalo tunatarajia na itaanza saa 7:40 moja kwa moja.
Yes, this is all live from Lobo village, Kapsaret. This is quite high above the sea level and windy here today
Asante sana.
in the Honolulu
My co-presenter from the other side.
Marathon.
Right here
Is a brother to another famous athlete,
Junior
Baruch
men
Hussein,
lined up.
who represented
And I would
Kenya
like to take this opportunity
in the marathon.
just to mention
Ibrahim Hussein was the captain to the Seoul Olympics in 1988. So quite windy here as we await the start of the 8-kilometer under 20 men.
The boys here are really anxious to start the race. But the people here, but of course the organizers here, telling them be patient. They will be starting at
Yes, the official time.
1:40.
Yes, will be 1:40 Kenyan time. That is 13:40 hours. Yes. Apart from that, a lot of
asanteni sana upande wa studio.
a lot to do with our traditions, our cultural diversity of the North Rift.
Wamejaa furi katika uwanja huu wa Lobo Village.
At a big exhibition here today, we have an exhibition tent that
Naambiwa pia mgeni wetu rasmi ashafika. Basi ningependa kutaja baadhi ya wanariadha
several items, traditional items I want to show.
Naanza na bingwa.
We also have traditional dances.
Katika mashindano haya Wanjiro
We have traditional dances and choirs entertaining our fans here today.
Yuko pia Erod Jonah.
So about to start there.
Saitoti Franklin.
About to start there
Jeremiah
is the under 20 already lined up there, are ready to start.
Wako katika
my co-presenter
chini ya miaka
Sabuni is here with me now and has come from the other side at the finish. You will also tell us what has been going on the other side of the field.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bakari. There are so many things that were going on down there, and
tungali na dakika mbili tu, dakika moja na sekunde 30 ili shindano hili
under 18,
under 20
chini ya miaka 20.
We've had a very successful event.
Muwe na subira.
And we're hoping that things will roll out well. Bakari.
Just to say that this is a well-organized event, and I really thank the local organizing committee, most of whom were technical officials from Athletics Kenya.
Yes.
We also thank the committee that was in Nairobi.
Yes.
This being an international event.
Being an international event, we held two committees, one in
Nairobi and one in Eldoret,
led by
the chairman of the local organizing committee was Ibrahim Hussein.
That is local.
Yes, the local organizing committee.
And you know, Ibrahim Hussein has a big name.
Of course. Yes, I've just told off. Yes, it has started.
Yes.
Yes, it has started. The 8-kilometer under 20 men has just started.
Hawa ni vijana chini ya miaka 20.
In this race,
Junior men,
you realize that
just
it has
started.
a very big number when it comes
Hey,
to
good
the
luck.
under
And every loop
20
has-
men.
Yes, not as
Every loop is 2
usual
kilometers.
in other cross-country events.
Yes.
More so, let me talk of the oldest cross-country
Yes.
in the Central Rift,
Central
which
Rift.
is the Discovery cross-country meet,
Yes, yes.
which is usually held in January. It took place last week on 29th, and you find that because that one is an open event
Yes.
where athletes are registered.
Yes. You register in the morning and
yes,
you
that
run.
that is open. Athletes from wherever are registered. You'll find that in one particular event, you may get around 400, 500, 600 athletes taking part.
I remember last week when we had the Discovery, there were about 400 under 20.
Yes, yes, they were quite a number. They were quite a
Big
number.
number.
But the Sirikwa Classic World Cross Country Tour,
Golden
this one is
tour.
an invite. Yes, gold.
Invite only.
This is an invite event.
And not through.
Yes, and just to let you know that we have athletes from more than 30 countries.
Yes.
Among them, very great names. We have some duo from Eritrea. One of them being a silver medalist in the World Championships.
Wow.
Yes, and so to say is that there's no event that is as difficult as cross country.
Talking to some of the big events, always say that cross country is one of the most difficult events.
Yes.
But it shapes an athlete. It gives an athlete that endurance.
Yes, but not in that perspective. What we're saying here is that athletes that take part in cross country, we have middle distance athletes, we have the long distance athletes, we have those ones that do the marathon.
Yes.
So this is to say that this is now a mixed grill of athletes.
This is where this is where everybody is allowed to run.
Yes.
From track, marathon.
So it's
even
track,
mountain running can also
road
come
race.
and compete here.
Quite interesting.
It's
Quite
one of the most
interesting.
interesting races, and
quite interesting.
that's why when we talk to some of the technical officials, they talk about you run in different surface.
Yes.
That's why we have the hurdles along the course.
That is why in this particular event, you'll find in the senior category, Kamoro registered to take part.
Yes.
In the senior women category, Vivian Cheruyot, the double world champion in the 10,000 meters and an Olympic champion in the 5,000 meters. Is also registered to take
also
part.
in the senior women, we have double Olympic champion Faith Kipyegon.
Yes. But just to say that Faith started running cross country.
Yes.
Only that she's been away for quite some years.
Yes. Yesterday during the press conference,
Yes.
she said that she's coming back to where she started her journey.
Yes, that is where she started.
with the cross country.
She was a double world champion.
Remember when she ran barefoot some years back, you know, as a junior up to.
Yes.
That is total growth of an athlete. So the likes of that is Faith, and then for the seniors, when we had the national cross country championships and also the national trials, so many athletes now have come here just to test how good they are when it comes to these races.
Yes, just to say is that the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Gold, it's organized by Athletics Kenya, and that is in conjunction with World Athletics. And it is, yes, we really appreciate the fact that those that led the local organizing committee are experienced officials.
Yes.
These are officials that are recognized by world athletics.
Yes. If you look at Ibrahim Hussein, is
a certified route marker.
Route marker.
Yes.
Patrick Sang. And then
was the vice chair
of the local
organizing committee.
Those are the
So you find that women, that is world cross country title. Yes, we had Kenyan China became the youngest winner. That was Agnes Tirop. This event was named after Agnes Tirop. And remember, Agnes Tirop won in the world cross country when she had just transited from junior to.
Yes, it was a very fun thing because Agnes won the world title when she was still in high school. That's a lot of form.
Yes. Form
that girl was very much talented.
Yeah.
And they know it's very.
And remember that she also won bronze. She won a bronze medal in the 2019 World Championships. Yes. So that is this year the name changed.
Yes.
From Agnes Tirop Memorial. We are told the family were not. That is through reliable sources. Were not comfortable
with the name.
Yes, with the name. With this race being Agnes Tirop for a long
when
time.
When it comes to naming, sometimes I really don't know. Many races across the world are named according to some of the former champions, some of the big names in the world. In my opinion, I've said that the name could have stayed, but according to the
that is something that should not be a subject of debate.
In my opinion.
Yes, in your opinion.
In my opinion.
Yes.
But coming to Sirikwa.
But the big name Sirikwa now, I'm told earlier, before the migration of other people into Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, and other neighboring counties, we had indigenous people known as Sirikwa, the Sirikwa. That's the name Sirikwa Classics.
And then there is Sirikwa and there is Sirikwa.
Yes, right there. I can see the gap is really widening there. The gap is really widening.
These are our future champions.
Yes, these are our future champions.
They are the top, as much as champions
most that were selected to represent the country in the World Championships in Bathurst may not be here today.
Yes.
They're in Kikari, in a camp, in readiness for the World Championships.
For the World Cross Country.
For the World Cross Country Championships.
Sometimes maybe because World Cross Country just happening in the next 2 weeks. That will be held on the 18th of February. So we are only 2 weeks to the World Cross Country.
To the World Cross Country.
The coaches led by one Mr. Kirwa, they thought it wise
to
the
veteran coach. In fact, he came to grace this particular event today.
Yes.
He told me he came all the way from Kigali just to watch this event.
If you miss this event, then you don't need to celebrate athletics in this country, because this is the event that brings all the athletic family together.
Yes,
and also if you look at the Kenya, this is the season closing in terms of cross country.
Of course.
So no cross country will be held until maybe in October. That's when we have the new season.
And this one event that Kenyans have really dominated. This is one race that Kenyans have really dominated. You find that since the inception of World Cross Country Championships, Kenya is the country with the leading title. They have always been the title winners, and it has had the title. They've been title winners more than any other country.
I remember in 2017 when they swept all medals in the senior medals in Uganda, and was it 2000 something when David Ting led the team to sweep all the medals, starting from the junior to the senior level.
That has been the norm, and that is from 1980s.
Yes. So
when John Ngugi represented this country 5 times.
And then
when John Ngugi won, brought the glory to this country 5 times. John Ngugi ran so well with one Paul Kikwech, the world champion in 1987 in Rome, over the 10,000 meters. Yes. So this event has attracted 40 foreign athletes. 40 foreign athletes. Yes.
A good number.
Yes, I can see boat riding there. It's part of what is making people happy today. I've seen people riding a boat somewhere there.
No, when you come to Lobo village here, you'll find all the recreational places you want to have.
Let's go.
So it is somewhere that you can be able to enjoy life. You watch cross country, then you can also enjoy other services. Now we are heading to the, I can see the national champion who is now currently leading. And when they were selecting some of the artists to come and compete in this event, they said that top 50 at the national championships will be able to come and compete in this event. So when I see the national event, now Wanjiru was the winner. And right now he's the one
Wanjiru leading the way.
He's leading the way, and he's the national
leading. And this should be a pleasant name in athletics.
It is a big name in athletics. Yes.
You remember Samuel Wanjiru?
The late Samuel Wanjiru.
So leading there is Wanjiru. And being followed closely there.
Under 20 continues. Wasingkishu Governor Jonathan B, who is our host in this county today.
Ministry coming in
the
like
Cabinet
to
Secretary,
support
the Ministry of
sports.
Sport
What's
and
your
Art
take?
and the Arts,
That is,
Namwamba.
as in,
They have,
you
I can
find
see
that
they are coming
athletics
in. They
is
started
big in this
by
country.
planting
Athletics,
trees.
this is
has
the
been a
only
common theme
sport
at this edition of
that
the
has really
Sirikwa
taken Kenya high.
Cross-country Classic.
And this
Athletics
dates back to so many
Kenya
years.
joined in the campaign
From the
to
60s
have
prior to
sustainable
independence,
events and to
Kenyans
mitigate the
have
effects of
really
climate
harvested
change
medals
by
in major
doing
events.
what they can. Lobo
And
Village
that
has
could be
also
part of the
installed
reason
an air quality
why
monitor sensor
the government
to
has
make sure-
come in
to see how
strongly to support
elite
such a big event.
are competing in
Because you
this
see
environment
the way the
and
government
to
has
measure
come
the
in
air
and made
quality.
sure that
Once
no
again,
hosting
welcome
such like a big
to
event,
the guest
before
of
you do
honor
some of the
today,
bidding to host an
host
event, you must
of
involve the government.
Wasingkishu
So the
Governor
government has to
Jonathan
make
B.
sure that
Ministry of
it also has a say
Yes, and-
before you present the
and-
name to
and
the
we've
World
always-
Athletics.
We've always had goodwill. In fact, this is a country which has given the honor by World Athletics. It has hosted hosted the under 20, the youth, and such a now, which is the only one in Africa, the Sirikwa Classic event, which is a world tour event.
Remember somewhere in 2007 when we hosted the World Cross Country Championships in Mombasa.
In Mombasa.
That is also a big thing. You know?
Those were the heydays of one Bekele.
Yes.
Bekele ran all the way, but could not have made it. Did not make it due to the high temperatures there. Yes. Is the Eritrean who later on came and broke the world record.
Yes.
Who won?
Yes.
So Kenya, in terms of organization, we really appreciate the good organization by Athletics Kenya.
We also give credit to the president of the federation. Now that when you have such like a big event, you have to ensure that you have the best of the best.
Yes, Jack Tuwei. Jack Tway, Lieutenant General Tway, who is a retired Lieutenant General.
With civilians, we are the ones who say he's retired.
He's retired, but they say generals never retire.
Generals never retire.
Well, we really appreciate him for the good leadership of the Federation Athletics Kenya.
He's leading one of the best,
and Athletics Kenya has always won awards as one of the most run athletics federations in Africa.
And I remember he's also the president, the chairman of East Africa Athletics, which is a plus to not just for Kenya, but the whole region.
And we have also seen his great effort in bringing such big events to the country. And we're really proud having such a big event in Eldoret. Eldoret, of course, this is where the champions.
It's the city of everything.
Yes, this is where the champions train. This is where the champions were born. This is the hometown of the champions, and it's a great honor when we have such a cross country, an event of this magnitude happening here in Uasin Gishu.
To know that, you know, such like event, this region being the center, the core of athletics. That's why you have many fans. You have so many people just coming down here to ensure that they also enjoy the world event. The world event being hosted at home.
Yes, sir. And also the athletes also, who are world beaters.
They're all here.
In many other venues. We also, the fans here would feel proud also seeing how things are done wherever they go out of the country. Yes.
So that gives a plus to not just to the region, but also it covers a wider area.
Yes, so as you said earlier, my co-presenter, is that the elite invitation list, we have top 5 finishes in the Athletics Kenya cross-country series meetings. We have 15 from the Discovery Cross Country and top 50 from the National Cross Country Championships. Faith Kibiakon, who is a 2-time world and Olympics champion in the 1500 meters, will be part of the participants, top contenders in the senior women category.
I would really like to see how she will be tackling the hurdles. No, she has been on track all this time. She's talking about going for the 5,000 and also road running, but now in this cross country.
As a sports reporter, sports editor, Sabuni, well, should tell us about the under-20 men, the ongoing event now. They're going to the last lap. Yes. Of course, the field, here we have circuits of 2 kilometers per circuit. Yes. Carry on.
Look at the under 20. Initially we used to call them junior men. We have something like Gideon Chrono. This comes from Baringo. And then also Brian Kipyegon also comes from Baringo. And then Ngetich, Eroti. This guy comes from West Pokot. Eroti comes from West Pokot. And then who is also doing very well when it comes to both cross country and steeplechase, and then Kariuki, Koech, and then Zakaria Kiprop. These are some of the artists that we are looking to ensure that they perform well. Now, the national champion is still leading.
So, Wanjiru is still leading?
Yes, we are still leading. So, if you take such like a gap, it will make it easy for him to make it a double.
Juu sana. Manake World Athletics waliweza kutupa kiwango cha gold level, na leo mashabiki ni kwamba tutaweza kuona mshindi akipewa zaidi ya shilingi 1,600 washindi ambao wataweza kupata ushindi katika kiwango cha senior level watapata shilingi 1,600, zaidi ya shilingi 1,600. Kumbuka ndio hii inafanyika hapa, ikiwa ni moja mashindano makubwa kabisa katika bara la Afrika, na tunashukuru kabisa serikali yetu ya taifa kwa sababu tumeweza kupata udhamini mkubwa. Vile vile serikali ya kaunti ya Uasin Gishu pia Gishu ambayo yuko hapa nasi, koti moja yuko nasi hapa. Kwa hivyo mashindano haya yako, mashindano haya yanapeperushwa moja kwa moja na runinga yako ya NTV. Wanaonyesha katika
with my co-presenter Mr. Bakari. We also have some of the top names in this under 20 men. The likes of Cornelius Kosgei, Evans Kiprop, Kandie, Kipkoech, Titus Kemboi, Edward Mutunga. Edward Mutunga comes from what do you call Central Region. We have Francis Charito, Nicholas Kimtai, and Rogers Kipto, among other top athletes.
Yes,
Bakari.
It's the last lap of the under 20 of the under 20 men, and still 1-0 on the lead. Ladies and gentlemen, 1-0 still leading the way and running away. He's alone now. 1-0 are doing quite good there. A pace there. You can see there is a pace of
the pace is quite good.
Yeah, the pace is quite good. 1-0 doing so well there.
And he'll be going for a double.
In fact, he's all alone there.
Yes, going for a double.
And that is a sign that he's prepared well for the event.
Yes, just within 2 weeks, and then he's doing such like great work. And look at this course compared to the national cross country championships course. So this is a perfect way to show that Wanjiru is well prepared for this big event. You know, after this event, maybe he might be competing at the Diamond Leagues. You never know. Preparation for the World Championships in Budapest. This is one of the persons that we should be looking forward to.
And my co-presenter.
Asante sana Moniki.
Yes, sir.
Huyu Samuel Wanjiru Kabadhi anakuja sasa
heading to the finish.
Mita kama 400 ili aweze kukamilisha kilomita.
Kabadhi Wanjiru there.
Kumbuka huyu ni bingwa wa kitaifa.
Kabadhi Wanjiru.
Huyu sasa amewacha wenzao.
Kabadhi Wanjiru there.
Mita 300 hivi.
Wow.
He's just confirming with his word.
Unsaleable lead there.
Yes.
Unsaleable lead there.
This is a double win.
Wanjiru leading the way there.
Taking the lead.
Samuel Kabadhi Wanjiru, the national champion, heading to
obviously he will be
heading to the finish there.
The winner of the second edition.
Wanjiru.
Sirikwa Classic. Wanjiru cross country tour.
Yes.
Gideon.
That is
Gideon
300 meters ahead.
Coming very close.
Yes. 300 meters at this point, I'm very sure catching up will be difficult for him.
That is indeed.
That is a big thing.
Yes.
Yes. It's a big thing. So Wanjiru is going for a double.
Yes. Wanjiru.
Bila shaka kijana huyu Samuel amedhihirishia mashabiki kwamba hakushinda kwa bahati mashindano ya kitaifa.
Wanjiru has really proven.
This guy, this is what the talent that we have in this country. The country that we have in this country is very immense. You cannot compare it with any other country in this world. That's why we are dominating when it comes to cross-country running across the world. So right now I'll go through the top finishers in this event. Wanjiru, of course, being the champion, and if we have them, my co-presenter, you can go ahead. If we have the final.
So the top finisher there, Wanjiru, and the next event, our next event will be the senior women. The senior women will run a distance of 10 kilometers, and there, that is where we have our big names taking part in the senior women event. There we have Faith Kipyegon. We also have Cynthia Limo, who is the World Half Marathon silver medalist. We have Judith Kigen, the 2016 Kenyan 1500 meters champion. Also in the senior category here, we have Gwailin Chebiwot Kiprop, the 2019 African Games champion. Gwailin Chebiwot Kiprop, the 2019 African Games champion, was born in 1st May 1999. And is an athlete that can run 800 meters to 10,000 meters on the track.
Yes.
That is Gwailin Chebiwot
Kiprop.
We also have Sena Chemutai Yego, the 2021 World Under-20 silver medalist.
Yes.
She'll also be part of those that are going to start in the senior women 10-kilometer event.
Zena has been doing very well when it comes to track, and then she also now doing cross country. That means that she just graduated recently into the senior rank.
Yes.
And then Gwailin Kiprop has been one of the athletes that has been brought up by Barnaba Kichilit. You know,
yes.
From Torongo training camp.
Torongo, that is in Ravine.
In Baringo.
In Baringo, South Baringo.
Those are some of the young girls that
we're proud. Kitilit, Coach Kitilit, has really made things different in Baringo.
Yes.
As a coach,
yes,
I really give him a thumbs up.
He has been nurturing.
The other day, in the Discovery event, it's like in other events, Baringo were taking the top 6 positions.
Wow.
Yes.
That's incredible.
We should really appreciate the commitment of Barnabas Kitilit, who is also the Vice Chair Athletics Kenya, a retired principal. As much as he looks quite young and energetic.
You know, being in sports, sometimes it makes you...
that is...
The other day I talked to him,
so Gwailin Kiprop Chebiwot, nurtured by Barnabas Kitilit. Gwailin Chebiwot is the 2019 African Games champion, and she was born in 1st May 1999.
Very young girl.
And can run from 800 to 10,000 meters. We also have Sena Chemutai Yego. Sena Chemutai Yego is the 2021 World Under-20 silver medalist.
Remember when she did something in Nairobi during the World Under-20 Championships at Kasarani?
And then we have those that have been away from the track, from cross country.
Yes.
Vivian Cheruiyot.
Wow. The
coming
pocket rocket.
Again, the pocket rocket.
Yes.
We also have Edith Masai, I'm told.
The Masai is
registered to take part. Lynette Masai.
Yeah,
Lynette Masai, the world champion.
Vivian is coming from
the former world champion. Yes. Lynette Masai.
and we are expecting to see some big names also, doing their thing here.
Yes.
As a cross-country runner, and remember also Vivian also competed in cross-country some years back before venturing into track.
She was a world champion.
Track, and then right now, after winning
track.
her first gold, Olympics gold in Rio de Janeiro in 2016, she decided to go into marathon, and she has been doing very well. So those are some of the top artists we are looking to.
Yes. So this is an event that we expect fireworks,
Yes.
especially the senior category, the senior women. We expect fireworks here. This is here where we have the 2018 Commonwealth Games, 10,000 silver medalists. Stacey Ndiwa is part of those that registered, that were invited for the event. We have Sheila Chepkirui. We have the Discovery champion, Immaculate Anyango.
She was the surprise winner at the Discovery. And remember, Discovery also had international athletes.
Yes. So Elizabeth Anyango is part of the mix here.
Just 1 week.
I tell you, this is where we have those that really excelled, represented this country, brought medals for this country, brought great honor to this country. Yes, you talked of Sena Chemutai.
Yes.
Also the world, the record holder of the 3,000 meters steeplechase, Chepkoech.
Beatrice Chepkoech.
Yes, Beatrice Chepkoech will also be starting. Will also be in the starting lineup.
And then there will be.
We have Cynthia Limu, Gladys Kwamboka, Christine Komen, Sheila Chebet, among other great athletes. Daisy Cherotich, among others.
Daisy Cherotich won the Discovery like 2 years ago.
Yes.
She's one of the young athletes that are so far doing very well in the currently.
And it's good that we have athletes like Mburu. You've seen Mburu doing so well.
Yes.
Waithaka Kibadi Mburu has done so well.
You remember
is the silver medalist. He won silver in 2022 World Athletics Championship.
And remember that guy, the Stanley Mburu, is also won silver at the World Under 20 Championship in Tampere, Finland.
Yes, in Tampere, Finland.
That is in 2018.
2018.
And then during the Oregon World Championships last year,
yes,
this guy fell when he was just about when he started about 4 laps.
That is indeed great.
He fell,
that is
and then
great.
went ahead to win silver in 10,000 meters. And then yesterday, when during a press conference, he said that Kenyans have been waiting for 10,000 meters gold for long. He's going to end the drought.
That is what has eluded Kenyans.
Yes.
Did you know from when?
Under 20
In the World Championships?
Yes.
In the World Championships? The last to have won a gold medal was in 1987, Rome, Italy.
Yes.
And this was Paul Kiprich. And the first gold almost happens to be the last gold to have been won in the Olympics. Naftali Temu,
the first and the last, as we speak right now.
Naftali Temu,
the late,
yes, did it in Mexico in 1968.
Yes.
So it is. I mean, we really appreciate.
If this guy could not have fallen, maybe while running, could he have been one of the win the gold medalists?
Yes, Mburu being a silver medalist.
Yes.
I mean, in any world championship is not a joke.
Yes.
This is one athlete that, if he can train well, take care of himself. Yes. I hope you understand when I say he takes care of himself.
I understand what you're saying, taking care of himself.
Yes, Mburu is an athlete that will really put this country on top of the club.
And remember in 2017 when he competed at the World Under 20?
Yes.
Not World Under 18. Remember
Under 18.
Kenya hosted the last event for the World Under 18
yes,
in Kasarani. This guy did the best.
So among others, we have Amos Cherem.
Amos Cherem,
Cherem, we have Brown Kiprop.
Presenting the men medals
Pravin
for
Kiprop.
the under 20
The
men's race.
young
Reinhold
brother
Kipkorir.
to
Our chief guest.
Ronex Kipruto,
Cabinet Secretary,
Best
the
in
Minister of
10.
Youth,
Best in 10.
Sports
Yes.
and the
Yes.
Arts, Honorable Ababna
They
Mwamba.
train in
These are
10
running- these are running family.
under tutelage of Brother Com O'Connell.
Lieutenant
And
General
we also have the 2023
and
National
our
Cross Country
host
Champion,
governor.
Charles Lokir.
This event,
This guy comes from Northridge.
Jonathan.
Yes.
He-
We have Solomon Boyd, Vincent Quage, Dismas Lokiro,
In
Silas
third
Kipto.
place in the under 20
Just talking
men's
about
race
Lokir.
is
Lokir.
Gideon
Lokir has been doing
Kipnis.
very well when it comes to national championships.
Makofi
This,
tafadhali.
but unfortunately, this guy had never won a national champion.
Yeah.
But recently, that is last week, he won the national cross country championship for the first time. And then he also led the North Rift cross country championship in Maraland. You know, in Samburu.
In Samburu.
Yes. You can just imagine traveling all the way from West
And
Pokot to Samburu.
there's this guy, there's this Epenyo Simiu,
Ebenyo, yes,
also comes from Samburu,
from Samburu.
which means Samburu has a potential.
Lokir comes from West Pokot.
Yes.
But they went to compete in
Maraland.
Maraland. Remember North Rift at this Kenya had?
Yes.
It ran from
North Rift
Turkana,
stretches from Elgeyo Marakwet,
Yes.
Trans Nzoia, Turkana,
West Pokot.
West Pokot,
And
Turkana,
And
Turkana and Samburu.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I like it because these guys, what they did was to do what we call rotational. So when they were doing the rotational thing, they did it in Samburu, which was a good thing for the Samburu people, so that they can also enjoy some of the championships. You know, it is very rare to find an event being taken in such like a SAL area, but this time I like how North Rift people have been conducting themselves.
Yes, and we really, despite the vast region, you know,
medleys, of course, also
all the way from Turkana, from Elgeyo Marakwet up to Turkana, we really thank the leadership of Athletics Kenya there
Yes.
for their, ability to coordinate
Yes.
among the top officials there. And you find that they usually have been to the races in the North Rift. They're usually very organized.
Very organized.
Very organized.
And then you also look at some of the athletes that come from that region. They are doing extremely well. And then Iten being one of the best training base across the world. So athletes from such region, they really perform well, both locally and the international level. So Lokir, you should not undermine that.
I'm told there is some Adayo Sombi from Tanzania.
Wow.
Yes, who will participate in the senior men event. And just for the benefit of our listeners is that Tanzania was once a powerhouse.
Yes.
There were days of Shahanga, Juma Shahanga. Juma Shahanga was the gold medalist in the 10,000 meters. That was in Brisbane, Australia in 1982. We had people like Philpot Bai, the 1500 meters world record holder, Suleiman Nyambui, the bronze medalist in the 1980 Moscow Games, and all that. So we've not heard of Tanzania for quite a number of years, especially in cross country.
But looking at Tanzania,
There was Juma Ikanga, among other great names.
I'm looking at 1987 when there's a certain athlete who competed with Ibrahim Hussein in New York, where Ibrahim Hussein just beat him at the finish line.
Yes.
I cannot remember his
That
name,
is
but
just to say
yes.
that Tanzania, I told you Tanzania was once a powerhouse in athletics.
But right now there is someone who is doing very well
now,
in marathon.
we have
someone called Sambo. Eh?
Sambo, yes.
There's someone called Sambo
Yes,
doing very
so
well in marathon.
we have Madaya Sombi representing Tanzania in this great event. We also have among others, I've told you of Mepratu Merawi and Daniel Kepro from Eritrea. This man, Merhatu Merawi, was born in 21st September the year 2003 and is a silver medalist in the world under 25 in the 5,000 meters, and that was in 2022 in Cali, Colombia.
Wow.
Yes.
He's here. He has
He's
just
here.
graduated.
Yes, participating today right
Remember
here.
when
And Eritrea?
Haile graduated from junior to senior, that's when he came and beat Moses during the Stuttgart World Championships.
Yes,
he was
Stuttgart
just
World.
coming from the junior to senior. So that shows that when you come from, when you graduate, it means you can do something very well.
And when we talk of cross country,
Yes.
you earlier talked of Mombasa. And Mombasa is, yes, I remember Mombasa when Kenenisa Bekele had won double in several, you know, this world cross country event was an annual event.
Yes.
You know who beat Bekele after Bekele failing to finish? It was Tadesse from Eritrea. Tadesse from Eritrea, who took gold in the senior men category.
Yes.
And Tadesse went ahead and broke a world record in the half marathon.
Wow.
Yes.
All the way from Mombasa.
Yes.
Kenya is a great nation.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, our dear listeners, we're just analyzing our participants, the participants of this great event today. And we've just been talking about foreign athletes who registered to take part in today's event. We've mentioned just but a few. And we have other Kenyan athletes, Kenyan-born athletes representing other countries. We also have an athlete from Sweden.
Yes.
Yes,
Bakari,
that is a speech. That is a speech.
Connect with
That is a
Charity at the finish line.
Yes.
Charity, can you hear us? Charity.
Charity, can you hear us? Charity? Yes, the President Athletics Kenya is talking. Please bring him on board. Yeah.
Charity?
President.
CS ambapo na mwamba AK fraternity, the AK family or the sport.
Bet of 10 years, taking the first, second for the girls and for the girls 1 kilometer category, and then in the boys category we had Erastus Kipiego of grade 6 and had twins Victor race for the under 18 girls race. Followed by
we are sorry we are losing Charity because of the signal. Kindly, we shall get back to you.
And our athletes, good afternoon. Thank you very much. We are so grateful. On behalf of our educational team, I wish to invite all of us for coming to see these beautiful sports, which we are using as a brand towards the Kishu County. And when I see us, was in Kishu County is the home of champions, city of champions.
Corporate center.
Everybody who
in this, we also know that that our team to the World Athletics championships in fathers, World Cross Country championships in fathers in Kigali, having residence there and training. Their coach was around, and I hope we had a chance of Mr. Kirwa, who is in fact he's been our national coach for many years.
Kirwa has been a coach for many years, and when I met Coach Kirwa, I didn't know that this guy is from the forces.
He was, but retired now.
When he talks,
yes,
he has that commanding voice. That's why maybe the federation had decided this man will be the national coach.
And we really need to appreciate many of them. We've had since independence coaches like Michael Skay, coaches like Kirwa, Letting,
Athletics Kenya,
David Letting, Ngesirei in the juniors, the under 20, a great coach indeed.
Israel is doing a very good job.
Yes, among others, Kemei from Kericho, Riopa from Kisi, among many others. And then we have Brother Colm O'Connell. In fact,
just talking about the junior camps in this country, my co-presenter Bakari. Junior camps, there are very few, but they are producing the best of athletes. Starting from what we talked about in Israel. Israel has a very, very good training camp in Kapkoimur. That is in Nandi. That training camp has had, if you know the race walker, she's called Margaret Gatti.
We are very proud of you.
She has been doing very well when it comes to race walking. She was in Colombia representing the country. Colombia World Under 20. She was also at the World Under 20 in Nairobi. And then we also look at the young tags who are still there, the likes of Dennis Kipruto, that is coming from Kapkoimur training camp in Nandi. It's very far from Eldoret.
And we really need to appreciate Ngesirei. He's been there for long.
And Hosea Sanga.
Yeah, and Hosea Sanga. And much of the fruits that we see, much of the glory that we see, is courtesy of those gentlemen being professional coaches and coaches who handle children, primary school children.
Which is very different.
Yes. As in today, when we started the curtain race of this great event, yes, were races featuring children. Yes. And we had girls, a girl kids race of 1 kilometer. We had a boy kids race of 1 kilometer. And then before the elite events, we also had the under 18 girls race and the under 18 boys race. The girls covered 5 kilometers and then the boys covered 6 kilometers. And you know, their coaches, their teachers, who brought them all the way from their rural homes all the way to Lobo. And it's a great honor for anyone who participated in this great event. And it's mine.
Now,
yes, great event.
The 1 kilometer kids, if you look at the 1 kilometer kids, they were being handled by one Tekla Chemabwai.
Tekla.
Just give us the little history of Tekla Chemabwai. You know, many people may not understand her.
Tekla Sang was among the first women to represent this country in major events. She was in Mexico in 1968. Along with the husband, Julia Sang,
congratulations to all
who anchored the team.
May Sirikwa Classic grow to be even
sorry,
better.
Sang was in Munich 1972, but Tekla was Tekla Chemabwai then. was in Mexico representing Kenya.
Thank you
She
very
also
much.
represented Kenya in the Commonwealth Games. That was in 1974
We'd
in
also
Christchurch,
like to recognize other
New
local
Zealand.
leaders, the
Yes.
Speaker of Uasin Gishu
So
County,
Tekla is a big
Principal
name, a
Head,
lecturer,
the MCA Moses
and one of the most
Steven,
well-trained
I don't know if
technical
the senior women's
officials
race is about to start. I'm told
in the
it's
Republic
going
of
to be
Kenya. She's a lecturer
starting when
of
you
our
look at
regional
the
training center.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
having our kids, having her as in charge of those children that were brought in to participate in this great event is no mean achievement for her.
16
Tekla is a big
nations
name,
here.
she's a great name, and somebody
Just to mention a
that
few.
And when
is
you
widely
meet Tekla,
respected.
and when you meet Tekla right now, you might think she's just a very young girl, you know, but because
also
she has
have
been in
Tibet,
sports for
Edina.
quite some time, her body doesn't
We have
represent
Kibie
her.
Gon,
But
Faye,
from
the
our
Olympic
perspective,
and the world
this lady
champion.
needs to be celebrated. I remember when Athletics Kenya was celebrating 70 years, she was invited, and the late Good Tumo, they also there. They're just celebrating together as Athletics family, which for me makes a big
Naona wakikuja kweli kweli.
Yes. What could be happening there?
These are
The senior women.
the VIP race. Just going there to ensure that they're also part of part of this community, the running family.
Okay. Wale wengine tafadhali.
Yes.
So they're only going to run for about a few meters.
Yes, that is a VIP
Our chief
event.
guest of honor.
You know, the likes
That is part of entertainment.
Our chief guest
the
of
Minister for
honor.
Sports is here. He's also
Not being part of the program here, but I think it will be a race.
Yes.
It will be quite
We are now
entertaining.
about to start.
Entertaining, yes.
We
Yes.
already seen our chief guest.
The governor
Who
and
is
the chief guest,
in charge of sports.
Ababuna Mwamba, taking part in that event.
Yes. You know, this is a thing
Who
that
is
you
going
should
to start the
remember.
race. We would like to wish
Now,
History in the
the
making.
officials who are here.
So, in the 10-kilometer senior women,
every bit of
if I
luck.
can just go through the list, they are, here we have 135 athletes registered to take part in this race. 105 athletes. Yes, quite a big number. We have actually Immaculate Anyango,
This is the Discovery
Yes.
Kenya champion.
the winner of the Discovery event.
Yes.
Actually, Immaculate Anyango. We have Chebet Karen. We have Chebet Sandra Felix.
Sandra Felix is also has been also
Ambaye ameanzisha shindano hilo sio mwingine ni waziri
no,
wetu
yes,
wa
those are the
michezo.
VIP.
A VIP event there.
Babu na Mwamba
Yes.
yuko pia, yule anahusika sana na mashindano haya. Na rais pia wa chama cha riadha
Yes,
hapa nchini.
Sandra Felix has been a regular.
Regular. She
Yes,
has been a regular
Chebet.
athlete.
She comes from Londiani.
Lemotit.
Lemotit.
Training.
That is in Londiani.
in Londiani.
Yeah,
That is
Nakuru.
Nakuru
Kumbuka
County.
wale wamekuja kuanzisha shindano hili.
We have
waziri wetu
Sandra Felix and Karen
Mwamba,
Chebet.
ni rais wa chama cha
They look
riadha
alike.
nchini.
Many times.
They look
Wengine
alike.
mbali
And,
mbali ambao wako hapa pia. Yuko
Karen
pia
has been doing well in it comes to 1500 meters.
Yes.
So when she
We also
comes
have Chebi Lillian. We have Chebiot Vivian, Cheburet Beatrice, all international athletes. Shelakat Joan,
The third edition of Sirikwa
Chepchirchir
Classic,
Patropa,
World Cross Country Tour.
Chepket Sheila,
Remember, this is the only race
Chepkemoy
in our
Chepkemoy
continent.
Caroline,
And this is a great honor.
Chepkemoy Joan, Chepkiruch Sheila.
The fears
Sheila Jepkrui,
that
remember
Kenya will be
she
bidding
won
for the world
bronze at
championship.
the Commonwealth Games. Remember
Yes.
when
The Commonwealth Games.
when
Aya.
Irene Cheptai was number 2.
Kumbuka tu niliweza kuwatajia baadhi ya wanariadha.
We also have
Yuko
Chepkoech Jacqueline.
pia
Wow.
Linen Masai.
Big names.
Big names.
Yes.
She's the steeplechase runner.
Yeah.
Remember the world under 20 Kasaran.
We have
Pamoja nami
Cheptegei,
hapa ni
Cheptegei
yule ambaye
Ann,
design hii course.
Cheptegei Ann. We have
Ambaye
Chemutai
ndio
Dorothy.
ambaye ni coach David Leting.
We have Chepkorir Winrose, Chepkirui Purity, Chepkemoi Rebecca, Chemngeno Betty, Chemngeno Joylin. Among it's a long list, 105.
You see, I can see the former Mali cross country champion Henry Jeptai is also here.
And we have a Vivian Cheruiyot.
Wow.
Vivian Cheruiyot.
Just before we go to Vivian Cheruiyot, just look at Irene Jeptai. Irene Jeptai has been
The world champion, world cross country champion in Uganda. Yeah, in Uganda, yes.
When she led Team Kenya to win all the 3 medals.
And has been performing fabulously on track.
Yes.
Yes. 5 and 10,000 meters.
Yes. Last year. And then also Vivian Cheruiyot.
So,
if we start talking about Vivian Cheruiyot, we will not finish now.
yes, the double Olympic champion, the double world champion in the 10,000 meters, the Olympic champion in the 10,000 meters.
So, this is
and it ventured into marathon. Yes.
She did well in London. Remember when she went in London?
She won. Yes, she won the London Marathon.
In New York. So, before Corona came in, she was supposed to run at the New York City Marathon, but she not managed to complete. But right now, when she comes to such a cross country, it means that she has started from a good footing ahead of the new season for her.
So, Faith, the double world champion, right there. Cynthia Limo, World Half Marathon champion, a silver medalist, right there. Judith Kigen, 2016 Kenyan 1500 meters champion. Colleen, you say Colleen, you seem to know her.
I know her.
Yes.
This is the young girl that I met her when she was still in primary school. You know, Baramba Kitile, this young athlete. So I've covered her when she was young until her age. So she's the person I know.
Yes.
We know each other one-on-one.
Born in 1st May 1999. And just for the sake of our listeners, runs 800 meters to 10,000 meters.
That is an all-round athlete.
Yes. Zena Chemutai, Yego, 2021 World Under 20 silver medalist.
In Kasarani.
Yes.
Infrastructure here.
I tell you.
Now leading Jacqueline Chepkoech.
Yes.
The steeplechase.
This is a big event. This is a big event, and talking about that's like big event, attracting
Jacqueline Chepkoech leading now. Remember,
yes.
It makes the event. They spice up the event. They make the event very attractive. So when someone who is not here will be able to watch. And we are sure that right now many Kenyans and other across the world, athletics lovers across the world are following
in that mix, my brother. We have Bahrainian. And the Bahrainian is 2017 World Marathon champion. Rose Chelimo is here.
This is our daughter.
Yes. Representing Bahrain.
Yes.
We have a steeplechaser from Slovenia, Medusa Mismes.
Yes.
We have a Romanian also, known as Stella Cheruta, among top athletes invited. Yes.
Now,
Stella Ruto.
Stella Ruto, Rose Chelimo.
Yes, look at that.
Wow.
Faith Kipyegon.
Faith Kipyegon. This is Faith Kipyegon and Anyango. This race is very powerful. Very powerful. This is one of the very powerful events. looking at some of the top athletes competing here, Anyango, Immaculate Anyango, just 6 days after winning Discovery Cross Country held at the Eldoret Sports Club, that's last Sunday, and she's now leading. And then Faith Kipyegon also among the leading part. So that is it shows.
Yes, you
at
can
the end
look
of the day,
maybe
the winner will not have it easy.
At the challenge we have these barriers, the water point there, we have the hay barrier. Does this make the race I mean a bit tricky for most athletes?
Yeah, I remember let's just take you back. The route markers led by Devlin Ting and Ibrahim Hussein, they had to remove mud from the course. They had to remove mud that was there last year from the course. So as we continue talking,
yes, the mud
area was
yes,
removed.
I think the mud was not that decent and that okay.
Yes.
Athletes
they
clear the event.
that
Yes,
it can be a source of injury.
Yes.
As we talk, Faith Kipyegon is now leading.
Faith
Yes,
Kipyegon.
the lead.
I think in real sense, I mean, so to speak, Faith Kipyegon could be one of the greatest women athletes in this country.
Kipyegon is an all-surface runner. The all-surface runner. We are just waiting for maybe a few months or maybe 2 years. We'll see her on
the road.
Beating marathon.
On the road, yeah.
Remember where she trains at the Global Sports Communication, led by Patrick Sang. In that camp we have Eliud Kipchoge, Geoffrey Kamworor, Abel Kirui, among other top athletes. The steeplechase, the former world steeplechase champion, Irene Kieng.
Just like I think they are made of the same brand. She's made of the same brand with Obiri. Obiri started as a 1500 meter athlete and then transited to the longer events, track events, and now to the marathon. Remember, she was a world champion in the marathon.
And she's also she's going for RAC half marathon. Just come this month. When our other athletes will be competing at the World Cross Country Championship on 18th, she will be competing at the RAC half marathon.
Yes,
which is a big plus for her as an individual runner.
The two, that is Obiri and Kipyegon are one of the best, one of the finest that we ever saw Kenya producing. In fact, they have done great for this country.
And those are rare talents that can be found.
Yes.
Yes, those are very, very rare talents that we can
I
get
hope
in
you
the
recall when Obiri won in the World Cross Country Championships.
In Aarhus.
Yes, in Aarhus,
Denmark.
And said that was our last cross country event.
And you know, majority of people.
And that one, I should say, Obiri took it by force.
She forced it to happen.
She forced it to happen.
No, when democracy has failed, force things to happen.
Yes. Faith on the lead. A comfortable lead for Faith Kipyegon there. Yes. Clearly the barrier there.
Faith, remember she missed the world record in Monaco Diamond League.
Just by microseconds.
So we hope this will be.
I hope she went for the record this track season.
This should be her year to do something on track.
So, Sabuni, as we approach the end of the cross-country season, now the indoor season is in, and of course, we still have a team to represent our country in Perth, Australia. As a sports analyst, what is expected of our team, Perth, Australia?
and then he went for bronze. Now, he's one of the best cross-country runners, just like Paul Tergat
and he was also a champion in Uganda. In Uganda,
yes,
Kamoror.
He won 3 times.
Yes.
So he has 3 gold medals for world cross country and a bronze also. And this time, you never know because he has been out of competition with an injury.
What do you say? Would we have a big challenge from our neighbors, Uganda and Ethiopia?
In cross country is our event. Cross country is a Kenyan event.
Well, but still, I would say Ethiopia are our perennial competitors.
Yes.
In both track and cross country.
And cross country.
I remember Bekele did it 4 times in a row.
Yes.
Khalid Ska also did it.
Yes.
Khalid Ska from Algeria. Khalid Ska did it. And there was a time that we really missed winning the senior main event for quite a while.
I remember when
who broke that?
It was called Joseph Ebuya.
Ebuya did it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is courtesy of the Sirikwa Classics World Cross Country Tour here at the Lobo Village, Kapseret, Eldoret, and this is courtesy of World Athletics and Athletics Kenya. My co-presenter here, Sabuni, who also happens to be a guru in sports, in athletics analysis, right here with me, ladies and gentlemen. And the ongoing event is the 10-kilometer senior women, which has just started. And looking at it, Chemwetich Kipyegon has had an unassailable lead there, and seem poised to win unless something else happens.
Looking at the distance between her and the person maybe she's competing with, there's a very big gap between her and the rest of
the gap there is so wide.
So Kipyegon is the most talented athlete I can ever see.
And I also love her fighting spirit.
Because once she steps forward, I've never seen her lose an
I recall when she overtook Sivan Hassan.
Yes.
Sivan Hassan
at the Olympic Games.
Yes.
In Tokyo, Japan.
In Tokyo, Japan.
Wow.
Sivan Hassan had escaped. She was breaking away.
Yes.
But Kipyegon,
for you to beat someone like Sivan Hassan, you must have the fighting spirit.
Was that in Tokyo?
Yes. And then
it's in Tokyo that Sivan Hassan beat Kipyegon.
No,
after a very tight competition at the home stretch.
Yes.
That is when Sivan Hassan in fact did a double in Tokyo.
And then
the other one is
she did a triple.
The other one
she did triple.
Yes, the other one is when the next when Kipyegon did so well is when Sivan Hassan did not appear so much, and the Ethiopian was ahead. That was the world record holder in the 1500 meters. Yes, it's the Papa who was ahead of Kipyegon. And Kipyegon had to use all the experience that she had to use all the tactics that she had to overtake her. So, right here, I see Kipyegon with that white cap.
With her energy.
And then there's a foreigner there who was taking part
from Sweden. She comes from
Sweden.
And she's one of the...
We have a Slovenian steeplechaser,
yes,
known as Marusa Mismas, a Srimsek. And that should be
Should be the one.
The one from Slovenia.
Yes.
And because the Romanian, the one representing Romania is Stella Ruto.
Yes.
And
She's our daughter.
Yes, and
She's just our daughter here.
but all the same, when
She's-
when somebody changes the lines at will,
Yes.
then I'll just call her a Romanian.
A Romanian.
Yes.
For now. Sabakari,
Yes.
how do you take this issue of Kenyans maybe changing citizenship just to run for another country?
Well, I think, as you know, to represent this country in any major competitions, the competition is so high. It is stiff. Others run away just to avoid that. To avoid the Kenyan trials.
Kenya tries like a mini championships. I once talked to...
Yes,
to,
I think that is part of the reason why.
Yes.
Because it's like in football when you are a good player and you are at the bench, at the reserve bench ever.
Yes.
So you have to belong to another team to go and
You are alone.
Yes.
And there you become number one.
But I'm not saying that the federation is giving any of our athletes on loan. This is just
a month ago, I had a
Yes.
discussion with Moses Tanui. If you know Moses Tanui.
I know Moses Tanui, the former world champion.
Yes, he said that Athletics Kenya is doing a very good thing when it comes to hosting international trials.
Yes.
Because when you host a national trial, you are giving each person, each athlete, an opportunity to present this country. Because I might say, Bakari, you are good. Because I saw you run the other day. But I don't know your position today. How fit you are today. So hosting national trials gives an opportunity to every athlete to present this country.
Faith Kibiakon passing by here. Faith Kibiakon at the VIP stage there, ladies and gentlemen.
Nafasi ya pili. Jacqueline Chepkoech katika nafasi ya tatu.
Yes,
this race is good for someone like Jacqueline.
Sena Chemutai is currently occupying the second position.
Yes.
Sena Chemutai, the 3,000 meters world junior silver medalist. Sena Chemutai.
Yes. And then Jacqueline, the world under 20 champion in the steeple years.
Yes.
She's now occupying the third position. So that shows that this is not an easy race. And then it favors her. It favors her because of the hurdles. Because of the hurdles, she can manage to win the race. She enjoys that.
So it is Faith, Jacqueline, Jacqueline, and then Zena, Faith, Zena, and then Jacqueline.
Yes.
All well-seasoned athletes.
Jacqueline has just graduated into the senior level. She's still young, and also Zena, they competed together. They were at the World Under 20 Championships in 2021. So Jacqueline went ahead to do something at the Commonwealth Games. So look at these young athletes. They're also giving the seasoned athletes a run for their money. And you know, this race has some good money.
I remember, yes, the winner in the senior category, the scope 6. Yes, Faith, in a class of her own there.
Wow. This one
are still followed by Zena.
I'm telling you,
yes.
It is one of the...
And I like the way the organizers of this event, how they did it so that fans can enjoy the race at every corner.
Every corner.
Every corner.
And especially at the obstacles. Especially at the obstacles.
The fun zone.
The water point there.
Yes.
That is why you need to jump. You need to do a long jump.
Long jump.
Otherwise, there's plenty of water. You'll pass through run through a lot of water.
Yes.
Yes, that are at a bit. So there.
Kipyegon is still on the lead, and the gap is still
Widening, yes.
Widening. So
this one athlete, as you said, she's now 28 years old. Still young.
500 meters.
You know, Eliud Kipchoge won gold in 1983. That was in Paris, France, and that is when he was just a month old from when he transited from youth to the senior ranks.
Being held here at Lobo Village.
And he was a surprise winner. Imagine winning against Kenenisa Bekele and Ichamel Kruj.
You've been in this.
It's not easy for those who are coming behind.
Yes, still Faith Kipyegon there. Faith Kipyegon.
You've been in this athletic circle for quite some time.
Yes.
Why is it that when someone advances from junior to senior, that person shines a lot?
Well, you find that that is when you find some more seriousness. Because when you transit to the senior ranks, of course you expect a tighter competition, which means you have to train so well before you now transit to the other category. Yes.
Majority of
yes.
them.
I told you, Eliud was only 20 when he won the first gold medal.
So that one
hapa katika bonde la Ufa, na ni kwa sababu tunawafahamisha vijana kwamba riadha ni hapa atawafahamisha vile hali ilivyo.
Yes,
and I mean this Lobo, the Lobo plays. Yes, of course, Ibrahim Hussein is our host here. Ibrahim Hussein is the father of marathon.
When
Ibrahim Hussein passed through St. Patrick's City.
Remember when he set the national record in 2,000 meters steeplechase? No, this guy, when he set the national record, he didn't know that one day he would be a great runner. He wanted to get that scholarship to go to US and get education.
And we have the CEO of this event, the CEO, Barnabas Korir.
Wow.
He also ran in the 3,000 meters steeplechase, and is among those athletes who got a scholarship to study in America. One of them, Patrick Sang, another one, Ibrahim Hussein, and many others.
And also have
Mike Boyd.
The young crops like
yes.
Olympic champion.
So looking at it, that is Faith Chemwetich Kipyegon. Yes, here we have 261. I'll tell you who she is. Yes.
No, this event has attracted a big number of top athletes across the world, and if you are not at the Lobo right now, you rather make it on time, because this big event makes athletes to prepare for some of the major events. I can see Faith just heading into the
home stretch there,
VIP area, just trying to ensure that she maintains the. There's an athlete who is going to be overlapped.
Yes, there. The lady you just saw there,
yes,
is Jacobitz Esther from Germany.
German international.
Yes,
that's
Jacobitz Esther from Germany.
Yes.
And doing so well here. You know the altitude here.
Yes.
In geography, they usually say the higher you go, the thinner the air. So somebody brought up or who has been training in a low altitude area, or somebody who was born in a low altitude area, I mean, who was not trained in a high altitude area, usually gets it rough.
Yes.
Especially in competitions like this.
Chepkoech, watatu. Sena, Chemtai.
And then,
Sena Chemtai there in the second place. Sena Chemtai. Then we have Chepketer.
Rosalinda Chepketer.
Yeah.
Rosalinda was about number 4 during the Discovery cross country on Sunday. So this is another athlete that has also grown from junior to now competing in the senior.
Great things happening here today.
Just
we're witnessing
an overview of maybe today's event, looking at what Faith is doing. She's jumping, she's just going over the hill like a typical steeple chaser.
Look at that.
This is like a steeple chaser.
A water point there.
Yes.
And water.
It is hot.
Yes.
It's hot.
Quite hot, yeah.
It's hot here.
You know the temperatures in the past week. We've had, abnormal temperatures in Eldoret. And the wind from yesterday, today, has also been a strong one.
Yeah. This being a very flat area, within a very flat area, it also attracts that wind because,
Chesir is part of, yes.
That is Chesir, the former Youth Olympic 3,000 meters champion.
Yes, so the winner there has been Faith. Kibiakon Faith.
That is the leader. After
unofficially here.
Yes.
Chepkoech Jacqueline second. Yeko Sena Chemtai.
Those are the leading.
Has taken the third.
Pack.
Yes.
The leading pack.
The leading pack. The leading pack in this last lap.
Yes.
In the last lap here, is still Faith leading?
Faith is still leading the race, and I cannot see anybody just coming close because the gap is too big. The gap is too big, and we cannot say that someone else will come and beat her.
Yeah, that gap is wide.
Yes,
yeah.
The gap is big.
And Sabuni, let's say we're proud being Kenyans.
Yes, we are seriously
proud. Of course, Eldoret is the cornerstone of athletics. This is where 90% of our Kenyan athletes train and live. We have great training areas, grounds in Iten, Kapsabet, Kaptagat, Kapsite, in the North Rift, and then Mount Elgon.
Yes. We've not talked about Mount Elgon has top athletes. Has produced top athletes.
Did you know?
The Masai.
Did you know who is the father of athletics in Mount Elgon? That is Ben Chipcho himself, the late Ben Chipcho.
Yes.
Ben Chipcho was the first Kenyan to have broken a record in the 3,000 meters steeplechase.
Yes.
He did it in Congo Brazzaville in the All African Games. And that was in 1972. Yes. And the record was not ratified. So he's the one, and we've had other strong athletes, especially in cross country.
Yes.
Andrew Masai.
Andrew Masai
hails from there. We have
Leonard Komon, who had 2 world records.
Yes, Lynette Masai.
Yes.
Edith Masai. Those have been great cross country athletes. Lynette Masai. Edith Masai won the 4-kilometer senior women event 2 times in a row.
Yes.
That was in the 80s. That is in the cross country. So Mount Elgon, in both sides, leave alone the Kapchorwa in Uganda.
Let's talk about the Mount Elgon in Kenya.
The eastern side, Sebastian Coe. For honoring Kenya, Sebastian Coe. For honoring Kenya, you know, we've been having the Kipchoge Classics.
Yes.
We've been having the Kipchoge Classics, and now the Sirikwa Classic World Tour Go. Yes.
Now we are coming to the home stretch now.
I like the finish.
Faith is there.
Faith Kipchoge there, ladies and gentlemen. Faith coming in all alone and finishing. Yes. And Faith Kipchoge, Faith Kipchoge is the champion of the second edition of the Sirikwa Classics World Tour Cross Country.
Faith has done it again.
She's done it again.
This is where she started.
After being away from cross country for a while, for many years. Yes, I think 7 years. She's not run cross country for the last 7 years.
It has been long in cross country. She started as a leader. Jacqueline Chepkoech now comes second. Jacqueline Chepkoech is the 2021 World Under-20 steeplechase champion. She went ahead to win Commonwealth Games 3,000 meters steeplechase. That is in Birmingham. And then Zena Chepkoech.
We have Sena Cheptai.
Yes, that is
the 3,000 meters world junior. Yes, and a silver medalist. Yes, she was a silver medalist, world junior silver medalist. Sena Cheptai.
She comes from Nandi.
Yes.
Sena Cheptai comes from Nandi.
You see, it is always very difficult to categorize the regions within North Rift, South Rift, and Central Rift.
Yes.
I mean, you cannot.
And I liked it the way Kenya divided these regions. Because if you look at the way they did, that is Central Rift, North Rift, and South Rift. The way they divided so that they give back to people from Eldoret and this region is to give them
I hope this town gets got a good stadium.
We need to have one.
And it's really our prayer because you see, after the fat legs, after the training, the morning runs, evening runs, our athletes need a well-equipped stadium so that they can proceed to other forms of training. They need a gym, seriously. They need all those.
Remember when
they need a tartan track.
Yes.
Yes.
The sportsman, the boss, yes, Babu Namamba, said that when you talk of a stadium, it's not a green surface and some simple lanes of running.
Yes.
When you talk of a stadium, you are talking about a gym, where we have swimming pool, where we have hotels, we have everything. So when you enter into a stadium, you are very sure that all the things, all under one roof. So you are not supposed to leave the stadium to go and look for lunches. So it's all under one roof. That's why he ended up, he stopped all the construction of stadiums across the country. Simply because he wanted to do some auditing and give the stadium their real structure being a stadium. So now this is the award ceremony for the senior women, and the next event, first of all, we shall go for the last event. We are going to the last event. The senior men, 10 kilos.
Yes, and just is to inform our listeners that if you've just joined hands with Lobo, village Eldoret for the Sirikwa Classic World Cross Country Tour Gold, and this being the second edition of the event. The first edition was in the last year when the event then was called Agnes Tirop Memorial. This year it has been named the Sirikwa Classic Cross Country Gold, and we're heading for the last event of the day. The last event of the day will be the senior.
Joshua Kimtai from Uganda. We have Victor Kipto from Uganda. Leonida Latspevu from Estonia. We have Merahi Mebratu from Eritrea. Emil Milan from Sweden. Sandro Moen from Norway. Johannes Westermann from Germany. And then we also have Ezekiel Mutai from Uganda, Oscar Dionzima, Burundi, Charles Henry, all the way from Republic of South Africa, Matayo Sombi, that is you talked about
the Tanzanian
athlete is also here. We have Frank Shua from Germany. We have Vitaly Shafa from Ukraine. We have Hilary Yego from Turkey. Brian Wangwe, Uganda. Keaton Stanfield, South Africa. Brian Kapkomu, Uganda. Titus Mogusu, Uganda. Paul Dicol, Italy. Those are some of the foreign athletes that are going to compete in this 10-kilometer senior men.
And our foreigners to watch. We've just mentioned Sombi. We earlier mentioned the duo from Eritrea, that is Merawi Pratu, that is the silver medalist in the World Championships. We have Oscar Nyonsima from Burundi. We have Norway Sonde Moen. We also have a Swedish. The Scandinavian countries well represented here. Emil Milan, Dila Oliva, and Hilary Yego from Turkey.
Kenya iliweza kuzoa nishani zote, ilikuwa potea Umbria kule Uhispania.
Yes. Geoffrey Kamoror is in the starting list. Yes. Also in the list is Geoffrey Kamoror, the 3-time World Cross Country champion, the double New York Marathon champion, and heading to Perth, Australia to represent the country, and indeed registered for this event. In spite of the fact that he will be heading to Perth, Australia, he was allowed to register in this invite event.
I'm also looking at Kamoror as one of the top artists because he will be using this event in terms of preparing maybe for endurance.
Yes, and speed.
When you compete with other people,
yes,
not just those in the camp. When you compete in such an event, because it's a world event, it gives you that endurance.
So to say is that Bissell, Sabuni and Bakari Kemei are presenting live from Lobo village, Kapsaret, Eldoret, yes, as we await the start of the last event of the day, which is the 10-kilometer senior men. Yes. And this is, we've been talking about the top athletes that have registered to take part in this event, and this will be the climax of the day.
Yes.
Indeed, the climax of the day. Everybody is waiting for this. Being the last event, they say it will be the last but not the least. Of course, this is where we expect all those that have registered are big names.
They are big names.
These are athletes that have represented this country in major events.
Major events. Yes.
Major events like the one we're having today in Eldoret.
Yes. And remember last year,
yes,
the women event was the last on the list because we were remembering our hero.
And brother, we cannot mention cross country without mentioning one John Ngugi.
Yes.
Ngugi was from Nyahururu in Kenya, where we have one of the best training camps today in Nyahururu. Remember, Nyahururu has given us the best. That Nyahururu has given us Samuel Wanjiru, although he trained in Japan, but he was best in Nyahururu. We have John Ngugi. John Ngugi now, who is now advancing in age. In the 90s, in the 80s, John Ngugi was a powerhouse as far as athletics.
How lately have you met John Ngugi?
I met him many times when I go to Nairobi for meets. I met him. He's a good friend of mine. We know each other.
You know he's a nurse. You know that?
Yes, that is what I didn't know.
Asante sana Paris na stimu ni kupadole mwingine.
He after
retirement, yes,
he went for further education.
So he did it 5 times, though not consecutive. Though not consecutive.
Yes, yes.
It is Tergat who did consecutive 5 times.
Leon Chumba.
Tergat did it 5 times consecutive.
Yes. And then
Jafrika Moro did it 3 times consecutive. So Kenenisa Bekele did it 4 times, and it doubling.
Yes. Gold in the 4-kilometer event and in the long event.
Yes.
So you find that John Ngugi, let's say, is actually the father of. He ran so well. He partnered well with Paul Kipkwech, the late Paul Kipkwech. You remember one of the largest races in Eldoret, the Discovery Marathon, was once known as the Paul Kipkwech Memorial. And okay. So Paul Kipkwech is one great athlete, as I said. John Ngugi also won a gold in the 5,000 meters. In the 5,000 meters. We also saw him retiring after 5 titles. There is also William Sigei.
Yes. Those are some of the great men, and
yes, he also won in the senior category. Yes. One very great.
Yes. So if you look at what has been going on in terms of cross-country running in this country, we cannot compare. We cannot compare Kenya and the rest of the world. In fact, Kenya has won more medals.
But one other thing is that we really need to condemn doping.
Yes.
That is what has become the dark spot in our lungs, in our very glamorous success story, yes, as far as athletics is concerned. Yes. The old grandmen. In fact, many times, Dr. Kipchoge Keino has been advising these athletes, telling them, oh, now they ran free, but still won medals for this country.
Sometimes you might advise someone. You can take your time to advise someone, but what is the end game? It is that person to take the personal initiative to ensure that as much as imagine you are banned for 4 years. When you are being banned, you are not supposed to train with any athletes. You are not supposed to mingle with other athletes. Just the freedom.
I'm also told the long-term effects of it,
Yes.
health-wise,
Yes, health-wise.
will really are not good, are not very good.
Yes.
Yes, because we've seen other athletes just dying, and then also it's also good to protect a name.
From a journalist perspective, you know, I've managed to get to these medical reports about this artificial area. Yes, it's a big number.
It's a big number. It's a big number.
About 15 of them are coming to compete in this event.
In future, this will be an attraction.
Yes.
Look at the crowd.
No,
Yes.
sometimes it's not just all about
You don't get this crowd anywhere in Kenya.
You cannot. You
Yes.
cannot. You cannot.
Yes.
You cannot,
Yes.
because also when you are here,
Yes.
you enjoy the fun village.
Yes.
Then the other side,
You
this
can
is
see
the unique way of.
that's the fun village, and then there's an exhibition.
Yes.
We have an exhibition by some traditional. I mean, you can see very good things. The diverse culture of the Rift Valley. There's a choir there.
Yes. I think
That is the county choir.
Yes.
Yes, the county government choir. Yes, the county government of St. Kishu. Very much present here. Very much present here.
Yeah.
They have done a lot. They provided those graders who assisted in making this road.
Just to go back,
Yes.
Mr. Bakari, the new governor, Jonathan B. He has been one of the governors that is supporting sports in this region very much. Hosting such like event, it makes him also gain some.
It's a great honor for Western Nation and the leadership, of course.
Yes.
And His Excellency Jonathan Chelilim has always been in the forefront.
Yes.
In fact, in the next week we have the Governor's Cup.
Yes.
The Governor's Cup, that is a volleyball tournament.
Yes.
Which is well sponsored, and I'm told teams there will be rewarded well. And that is I mean, the main thing about it is to nurture talent.
Yes.
And make our youth interact.
Yes.
Youth from all parts of the county.
Yes. Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, here at Lobo, at the World Sirikwa Classic World Tour Gold, this being a world-class event,
I remember
one of its own.
And
in
this
fact,
is the 14th leg of World
yes,
Cross Country Tour.
Yes.
So after here, you know, everybody will be now talking about the World Cross Country in Bathurst, Australia.
Yes, which will close the year.
Will close the year.
The cross country season.
Then,
yes.
So this is one of the.
So we are proud being here.
Attended event.
Yeah. The more, yes.
This is the most
you can see
event.
the numbers. And then I love the freedom that audience have.
Yes.
They can move from one place to the other. The only part they cannot interfere with is the cost.
You can
you can be anywhere.
You can
yes.
You can even go the other side and not do some boat ride, which is good for.
Yes. So there's this gentleman from Burundi, Oscar Nyonsima. Oscar Nyonsima is he a new entrant or has been?
Oscar Nyonsima has been competing,
yes.
but you know not that much.
Yes.
That much. And you know Burundi is coming up when it comes to athletics. So
yeah.
When such like artists come to compete, especially in Kenya, they'll be able to get more information. Maybe
the last time I was in Burundi, well, I was surprised to find that it's just as rugged as the Ringo County, you know, hilly, so hilly. Yes, there is. Yes, just like Ethiopia, the Ethiopian highlands. Of course, the Western Rift Valley passes through Burundi and Uganda, yes, in the boundary. So they're coming there. Look at it.
The man-made.
That's a man-made hill.
Yes,
And then as you head the other side,
Yes.
there's a water
jump and
water jump there.
And the hurdle.
Yes.
The
And there's a barrier and then the water jump.
The creativity that we need.
Yes.
Things should never be as normal as they are. How creative are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But
See, now they are coming for the last lap for the first lap of this last event.
yes, they are going to make 5 laps.
Yes.
Because each circuit here is 2 kilometers.
2 kilometer
Yes.
route, yes. So now they have covered already 2 kilometers out of 10.
It's great indeed. It's great indeed. And we really expect. I'm really anxious seeing how these the foreigners will perform it here today. Look at that.
Are you sure that this event can be won by a foreign athlete?
Well, not possible in Kenya. Not possible. Not possible. Although, well, we have Ugandans.
Yes.
You cannot write off Ugandans.
You cannot.
You cannot write off Eritreans.
Yes, you cannot.
And even my Tanzanian friend.
I can see you are falling in love with Tanzanians. Yeah?
Yes, wale watu.
There is a boxer from Tanzania.
Yes, the other day he came to Kenya.
When he said Ngumi Zungunyi, take Ukraine. I hope we also have.
Yes.
And then he came to Kenya.
We also wish athletes that have come to participate in this event. They must also be in love with our country.
Yes.
Which we earlier said is the powerhouse of athletics. It's a superpower.
It's a superpower.
When Ramadan Ali used to be a commentator of athletics in Deutsche Welle radio in Germany.
Yes.
Deutsche Welle in Cologne. He used to describe Kenya in Kiswahili as dola kula riadha. Dola kula riadha, yes.
Sasa wewe utafute huyo rafiki yako Mtanzania. Akimaliza hapa,
yes,
we should look for him and ask him just to talk some Swahili. You know, we majority of others here might talk English, but if you can get the Tanzanian, just to get a glimpse of how he has felt just coming to run in this country. So you should do that, Bakari.
Yeah, we have. Yes, we should. To studio.
Yes.
Back to studio.
We
Yes.
enjoyed this.
Yes.
It's hot. This hot weather.
But this is wonderful.
It's wonderful.
This is fabulous.
I think we should also the camera should show some of the. No, this place is not just for what. This is the fun part of it.
Even
Children are also enjoying.
Even the setup at the VIP side.
Yes.
It's quite colorful.
Wonderful.
Quite colorful.
Yes.
Yes.
It's so good.
This will be a reason as to why we should be given a chance as Kenya to host other bigger events. Like the World Championships.
Yes, so the World Championship.
Yes.
Remember what happened last year when we missed to host the 2025 World Championships? Lieutenant Tway explained that we don't have the facilities, but they are bidding for 2029. You know that?
2029. I know
This is
that.
just-
I know that. And we are
bidding for.
and as per the organization I saw here,
Yes.
the organization that I've seen here,
Yes.
I was in the LOC,
Yes.
and I tell you, we have experienced technical officials,
Yes.
well-trained technical officials,
Who cannot mess up with their work?
and Kenya is capable
Yes.
of hosting even a bigger event than this.
having people like Ibrahim Hussein being certified by World Athletics, that means we are better positioned to handle it.
We have Chemuren.
Yes.
Who was sent here by athletics, World Athletics, just to come and advise the local organizing committee.
And he comes from here, and he was sent to come and advise.
To come and advise. He was not in the LOC. He just came. He was sent to advise. Yes.
How things should be done.
Yes.
The world events, how they should be done.
Yes.
And he did it very well. That's why we have this great.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the last event of the day, which is the main senior 10-kilometer event, is on, and this is where we expect a stiff competition, and this is all coming to you courtesy of Athletics Kenya Television, right here at
Yes, as we move on.
Yes.
Definitely it will go high because when you have a successful event like this one now, and then also the foreign athletes, they come in good numbers. No, last year we only had like 10.
And maybe worth repeating is that Kenyan athletes participating was selected during the National Cross Country Championships held in Ruiru some 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
And we also have others that were selected from the Discovery event, the Discovery Cross Country that was held a week ago on 29th at the Eldoret Sports Club.
Yes.
So you find that the la creme of those that are going to represent the country in Bathurst, yes, are currently training hard.
Assuming maybe these people are here.
Did you visit their camp recently?
I've not gone to their camp. I'm planning to go there before they leave for
Australia. Yes.
I want to go there. Sometimes you just go there to create that support and to give them moral support
and to motivate them, of course. Yeah.
These are our people who are going to
that moral support is quite essential.
Yeah. I'll be there.
Yes.
I'll be leaving on Tuesday. Saturday after. I'll be leaving on Tuesday, and then just to meet them, we create that support together. And then when they leave, we say, come with those goodies that we need to celebrate at back home. Now, maybe just out of this, maybe do you know some of the the timings that will be held in Australia?
Well,
so that people can wake
yes,
up.
Australia is in the extreme east from us. Yes, and they are quite ahead of us.
Yeah.
You see the Greenwich Mean Time, the prime meridian comes down via Accra in West Africa, and the Greenwich Meridian from Accra across all the way, that should be a lot of degrees. So Australia will be seeing the sun, they will be ahead of us, they're ahead of us by so many hours.
So let's say when you wake up,
you remember they celebrated their New Year when it was still day in Kenya.
Yes. So we really, because we need to find the time and to tell our viewers that this race will be held at this particular time.
Yes, yes.
So that before, because we only have 2 weeks to go.
So ladies and gentlemen, we're happy to present this from the Lobo This has been a very colorful day, a colorful day indeed. In the second edition, the 2023 edition of the Sirikwa Classic, which is part of the World Cross Country Tour. This being a golden one. Yes. And going by the number of athletes that this event has attracted, it shows that this is an event that will go places. This is an event that will grow and grow.
Maybe just take you back. No, if World Athletics can make this one, let's say not just the shorter time, like 3 or 4 years, but they make it like a lifetime event for Kenya to host such a big event. Now they have done this now the third lap now.
And of course there's one ahead.
Samuel Chebole katika nafasi ya 4 sasa.
This you cannot determine the winner here.
You cannot.
It is so intense.
It's great.
It's great.
It's great.
But you know, when
somebody has mentioned the defending champion, Chebole is also else from Mount Eldoret. And you saw how he ran it last year. Yes. I think he was in a class of his own.
Just in a class on his own.
Yes. He now occupies the fifth position.
As per now,
yes,
he's the 5th position.
Yes.
But you never know.
Don't
underrate Chebole. He's a very silent man. If you ever met him.
And very strong.
Very strong.
Very strong.
That guy is very strong. He also did some 10 kilometers in Japan. Some of the names that when you mention in Kenya, they cause some ripples. But he did very well. He did some 10 kilometers and some half marathons. So he's a very strong athlete. Very strong.
Yes, and we find that the Central Rift, we've had 3 very big events. Of course, this one now being international leads the way. We have the Discovery, which was in its 32nd edition the other day. Yes. That is an old event.
It's the oldest.
And then we had in Nandi County we had
it's called Rediscover Nandi.
Yes. The black cat. Dalatka. Yes, the Dalatka. Which was last done in remembrance, in honor, in honor of one.
You celebrate, you know very well you've cheated. It doesn't bring sanity in sports. Yes.
Just in the fall.
So, leading there at the moment is Maraba Kiprotich.
Yes.
Maraba Kiprotich.
Of course, you can
yes, Maraba Kiprotich from South Rift. And it's also
signed to attract
Kenya Police.
Viewers, our
yes.
spectators.
But Kenya Police has been producing top artists in this country.
Yes, you find that it was earlier the armed forces were the tougher.
This one,
but it's like it reached a point in time when the armed forces wanted to be, to be all round. Yes. That is not only not only in the long races. So it reached a point when they, because you see most of those guys in map, Moi Kenya.
Charles Lokir ndiye anaongoza.
Charles Lokir, the leader right now.
Lokir.
The national champion.
The national champion.
Yes.
You told me it's from Pokot.
Not Rift, but he comes from West Pokot County.
Yes.
So he's this athlete for the first time after competing for about 4 years. He managed to win the national title. So he's a great athlete. That's Charles
Lokir.
Yes. So he has not won major races, but just earning that title, the national champion, is not easy. It's not easy.
What is your take on this so far, madam?
But as we speak right now, he's an athlete to watch.
Basi nikiangalia nitasema tu kufikia sasa kwa
So,
sababu huyo ambaye ni wa pili naona ni kama
this man Lokir is an athlete to watch.
Yes.
Of course, he's a new sensation. Yes, you should say so.
Yes.
And as winning the national championships, and then showing that you have the cards in such a international meet, makes him one of the strongest, an athlete with a very great potential.
You remember the national champion 1-0, he won the national championships, and then he came here and won also in the under 20. So, and then Lokir also, the national champion, is here.
And does he train in E10?
Lokir trains in E10. He trains in 10 with I think I don't know if he's with Brother Colm or he's training with Ken Roti. There's another coach in E10.
Yes, I know. There's also Cheromei doing well.
There's Cheromei with Gianni.
Yes, with Gianni Di Madonna.
Yes. So for that, I'm not very sure if he trains with them or who.
Yeah, but I see him. Yes, he's said earlier. He's an athlete to watch.
He's an athlete to watch.
Yes.
Especially now that
and
we're heading.
Of course, when we have the defending champion here, Chibole.
Chibole,
I like the way he won it last year.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he led from midway to the end. Yes. In spite of the stiff opposition.
Yes.
That was
very well designed.
That we saw.
I want to commend all the designers.
It was in such a case, people tend to enjoy, just having fun and enjoying the race. So,
by World Athletics,
Lokir,
level B
Lokir are to cool.
Of course.
When we talk about the areas of West Pokot, areas of Turkana, part of Elgeyo Marakwet and Baringo, it's not all about banditry and these other negative information that we receive. But at the end of the day, there are also positives that we have to talk about. And sports is a unifying factor.
And many times, yes.
Things are becoming very tough now.
It is a unifying factor.
Where they are right now.
So,
maybe they're actually the other side.
When you say that
now,
when you say that
the national cross country championship now is almost being certain, but you never know.
Lokir comes from West Pokot.
5 meters.
We said that Lokir comes from West Pokot.
And anything is possible.
So it makes it hard for someone who has been listening bad news from West Pokot. Yet, this is an athlete who has worked all his way to the
sport is what unites the world.
I'm not sure,
sport is what brings people together.
If you can do what you call
and
random mathematics,
with such competitions
from the other
involving
side,
the youth,
up to the other side,
these are people that will be our peace ambassadors. Look at Lorupe.
Yes.
The way Lorupe saw what was happening in our backyard,
we have a derby here.
and she went ahead.
Now, Mambo sasa yamebadilika.
By starting,
remember we have undulations here. We have undulations here.
Yes.
Charles Lokir taking the lead. Charles Lokir taking the lead now.
So
coming closely by.
We are in such areas. People need to make sure that they bring these young athletes.
Charles
They nurture.
Lokir
That's young
taking the lead
athletes.
now. Charles
So that
Lokir.
we don't just talk about banditry and these other small things that affect our country.
You see when the youth
we have the hidden treasure. We have the county
when the youth do not know the value
I don't know which the others that they're calling the third one.
such sporting activities, athletics, and many other games, of course, they'll
now
tend
coming for the
to
water jump now.
on the lead step.
Yes. Lokir is doing the best. Lokir is doing his
Yes,
best.
you watched him run. You watched Lokir run in Ruiru.
Yes.
How was the gap? How did he make it?
No,
Charles Lokir.
let's just clap him as
Anakuja
he comes
bingwa
to...
taifa.
Yes.
Maraba kule nyuma.
Lokir.
Followed by closely.
Lokir followed by Maraba there.
Yes.
Anakuja huyu bingwa
Lokir
taifa
followed
sasa.
by Maraba.
Sema kweli yeye.
Yes. Lokir.
Joseph Kiprotich.
Yes.
All the way taking second position there.
Yes.
Wow.
Lokir
Wow.
is the
What a
winner
great race.
Lokir becomes
of the
also.
senior men
Is that
10-kilometer event in the 2023 edition of the Sirikwa Classic.
and the last event of this.
Yes, and this was the last event of the day. We really. What is your say, my brother?
I can say that Mr. Bakari, Lokir has done it. This is a double.
This is a double.
Within a very short time, he has done it.
So winning in the national championships was no fluke.
Was not a fluke, but he was. That means
Yes.
he was a very prepared man when it comes to cross country.
Yes.
And this name, Lokir, it's a new name when it comes to cross country.
That is
And
it.
we're expecting such things to happen at any point, at any time, to get a new champion. That shows that we still have talents from all over this country.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this has all been live from Lobo. Lobo at the Sirikwa Classics World Tour Cross Country, which was in its second edition. Remember last year, the event was dubbed Agnes Tirop Memorial. This year, it is Sirikwa Classics World Cross Country Tour. As we look forward to meeting you in the next season of cross country, we really thank the fans. We appreciate the fans. We appreciate the organizers. We appreciate the sponsors and the government of Kenya, who have really dug deep into the pocket in spite of the economic strains we experience at the moment.
This is one of the biggest events Kenya has ever hosted. One of the biggest events that has attracted
Yes,
top athletes.
there are
from
time it was the
across the world.
Kipchoge Keino Classic. Now the Sirikwa World Classics World Tour Cross Country.
Golden event.
Golden event, which is
one
a
of-
gold event.
It's the biggest.
Yes.
It's the biggest of them all. It's the
So
biggest.
we look forward to doing the same like we did today here at the Lobo in the coming year, God willing, inshallah.
Come next year.
Yes.
We pray that God will give us another opportunity
Yes.
to broadcast this thing live.
And
from
this
Lobo.
we came live on behalf of Athletics Kenya
Yes.
Yes.
And the World Athletics,
and World Athletics,
the mother of all,
the mother of all.
all sports
Yes,
across the world.
we need to appreciate the World Athletics President, Sebastian Coe, for giving Kenya this great honor. And we also need to appreciate the Athletics Kenya fraternity led by the President Jack Tway.
Yes.
And last but not the least, we need to congratulate the winners and all participants who came to participate in today's event.
This event has been run under hot sun. The
Yes.
weather is
It
very
has-
hot, but the athletes have managed
Yes.
to do their best.
It
We
has-
must congratulate them.
It has
and we
been
must
great.
give them
It has
up.
been great being with you. Kwaheri, tukutane mwaka kesho inshallah.
Asante sana Mr. Kaka. Hey.
In second place, we have Jacqueline Chepkoech. Biagon. Ladies and gentlemen, this was her first cross-country race since 2017. So you can imagine how exciting this is. She was a bit concerned about the obstacles, but she managed them very well. Congratulations. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you to our presenters. We'll have the ladies take a photo of their own. Thank you very much. As they leave the stage, may I ask Senior Vice and Dr. John Maura, CEO Lotto Foundation, to please come for the award of the senior men's race.
Now that the athletes are going, but here is a recap of how they have performed. Saskatoon has taken the first podium place with the time of, and then we have Josephat Kiprotich taking the second place with the time of 30 minutes and 19 seconds, and then we have Dennis Kiprotich taking the third podium place with the time of 30 minutes and 21 seconds. On out to number 4, we have Kevin Kibiwot. Kevin Kibiwot is taking the second podium. Kevin Kibiwot has taken the fourth place with a time of 30 minutes and 29 seconds. And then Geoffrey Kowet has finished fifth with a time of 30 minutes and 34 seconds. And then we have Chicha Shadrach, who has finished with a time of 30 minutes and 37 seconds. The athletes were quite worried first about the obstacles that have been changed.
Could we please have the third finisher in the men's senior race, please? Thank you.
But it's
Dennis Kiprotich.
more challenging than they expected. Although Fokat says that he's happy with the advice that he got.
This is the award ceremony for the senior men's 10-kilometer race. Our final event of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
He's saying that he took his advice.
Medalists, and thank you to all the participants, not just in the senior 10-kilometer men's race, but in all the events of the day. I'm sure these athletes still have media engagements to do, so we can release them. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending the second edition of the Sirikwa Cross Country Classic. My words have failed me. Hosted here at the Lobo village. It's been quite a long day. We are just coming to the end. Please don't leave. There's some great entertainment for you from Mwalimu Kendagor. Thank you very much. Thank you to all our athletes who competed today and gave us great entertainment on the track. And Athletics Kenya would like to thank its sponsors, the Ministry of Youth Affairs, Sports and the Arts. Please don't leave. Please don't leave. Remember, there are still some athletes running. We want to cheer them on. Just by participating, they are already winners. We have to help them come to the finish line. Motivate them, please, ladies and gentlemen. Wapigie makofi wale ambao bado wanakimbia, tafadhali. Wasaidie waweze kufika kumaliza. Wape motisha tafadhali. As they come. Mwalimu Kendagor, you are being requested to come to the finish line, please. Tafadhali msiingie kwenye course, tafadhali msiingie kwenye course, kuna wanariadha bado wanakimbia. Please stay off the course. Let us respect our special guest for the day. Remember, we are here because of these athletes. Otherwise, we would probably be somewhere else spending the Saturday afternoon. And let us support the athletes still on the course, please. Tafadhali tuwapige makofi wapate motisha kumaliza. Kidogo nguvu imeisha, tafadhali wasaidie wafike wamalize. Kukimbia kilomita 10 si rahisi. Najua kuna wengi ambao hata tukiwekwa tukimbie mita 100 hatutafika. We still have one more athlete on the course. Tuko na Paulo kutoka Italy. Amekuja kutoka Italy kukimbia mbio hapa. Tumpe support tafadhali. Please cheer him on. If he's passing next to you, fans, tafadhali mumpe motisha. Pigia makofi.